What's going on, everyone? So one of the things that I see kind of going around is like, what does the new owner and Mark Walter, what does he and how does he impact the Lakers, right? You have Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka, right? They are still staying in their positions. So what does this do for the Lakers outside of just like having deeper pockets? And I mean, for the most part, that is the big gist of it, is that now we have the spending power and we have the finances to back whatever it is that we want to do. If we want to get into the tax stuff, obviously the NBA is not the MLB, right? So you have restrictions that you just don't have in the MLB, right? You can't just spend and build, put the five best players in basketball on the team and spend $1 billion and, go win the next 10 championships, right? You have the CBA and you have these apron thresholds and stuff that, Lakers are still going to have to follow within. But this is not something that is going to show significant impact right now. This is something that, maybe you might get some minor stuff, right? Like Lakers might be willing to, get a guy because that they wouldn't have gotten otherwise, right? Because they might be like, oh, well, now they have the money to keep trotting along, right? If we're not there this year, then they have the money to now go spend next year, right? Like, so it could kind of pique interest of kind of role players and just players in general, stars later on down the road. Or you might get a star that's like, hey, I can go to LA, play alongside Luka, get all the things that come with LA, right? But also I would have an owner that is willing to spend and do whatever it takes to win championships, right? This is also really good for Luka and his long-term longevity with the organization, because it's like, now I have an owner that is willing to spend and do whatever it takes to, one, look in my best interest, pay me, right? And then also, get the pieces and do whatever needs to happen, right? But this is more of a long-term thing. Like, I don't think anything that the Lakers do is going to be different than they would have done otherwise. I think all the trades that the Lakers make are going to be the same regardless. I think all the free agency signings are going to be the same regardless, right? At least I hope so, right? Because I don't really want to see them like, oh, now they go and get Kevin Durant or something like that, right? I wouldn't hate Kevin Durant, but it's just like, Lakers have a clear path and direction they need. They have clear players that they need. Stay the course. You know what you need to do to get to contention status. Do those things, right? Now, this could be good in the sense of, again, the conditioning, the training, the medicine, right? Building out the organization and having the money and finances to put into the organization, right? It's one thing to pay players. It's one thing to go into the tax. It's another thing to have the best facility, training facility for these athletes, to have the best medical staff and doctors and dietitians and all these things, right? Which the Lakers did last offseason, right? This is something that was, based on reports, in the works for years. This wasn't something that happened 2 days ago and they were like, all right, 10 billion, right? This was something that was talked and negotiated and had some conversations in. So now in hindsight, it makes sense that the Lakers revamped everything, right? Because Mark was a part of the Lakers organization this entire time. He was a minority owner, but he was still in it, right? He still knew the moves, still all those things, right? So the fact that the Lakers revamped their entire medical staff, right, brought Dr. Sims in, who was the Team USA basketball head guy, and then before that was, I believe, the track and field guy for the Olympics and stuff, right? This is a guy that knows what he's doing, that comes in. They hired a bunch of, better doctors, which is something that the Lakers should have always had, but they didn't have the money to pony up. Well, now they have the money to pony up. Now, this is going to help with the development, the training, right? Becoming that organization that players want to go to. Now you might get more Austin Reeves scenarios and situations where you get a player that's like, hey, I think I'm going to be really good. I can go to a team like the Lakers, in which they are going to ensure that I'm really good by giving me all the proper resources and finances and everything necessary for me to be the best version of myself. So instead of me being drafted 45th, let me just forego the draft. And now, like Lakers, you create that culture, you create that establishment, you have the money and backing to do that. It's one of those things. If you build it, they will come, right? Stars, role players, all these things. They will come if the Lakers have the infrastructure. big talking point last offseason was building that culture, having that Lakers culture. You hear about Miami culture and all this stuff, like Heat culture and all that stuff. Like, Lakers want to have that Lakers culture where players go, I need to be a Laker, right? We've already seen guys take prove-it deals and stuff like that just because of the Lakers spotlight. What happens when you have that spotlight and then you also have the training, medical, and everything else to make you the best version possible? You're going to get a lot more of those, hey, I know I can be better. The situation and organization I'm in, you see it all the time. Like sometimes it's just, organizational, issues and hiccups, right? You're a victim to your environment, right? Like I've talked about, Aaron Gordon, look at Aaron Gordon on Denver compared to Orlando, right? He was a great player in Orlando. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't this Aaron Gordon in Denver, right? Sometimes your fit, the organization you're in, the role, all those things are factors, but also having the equipment necessary to make you the best version. This will also help in ensuring an Alex Caruso situation doesn't happen again, right? Where that was just finances. Alex Caruso wasn't asking for 20, 30 million a year, right? He was I think it was like 4 years, 36 million or something like that. It was like 8, 10 million a year, something like that, right? Like, and yet Jeannie didn't want to go into the tax for that. She didn't want to spend the money for that. And now look, they decided to stick with THT. THT is now on Chicago and could be out of the league in a year or two. And Alex Caruso has been, arguably the third, I think you could maybe even argue second most impactful player, right? Obviously Jalen Williams and stuff like that is torching and scoring the ball. But just watch Alex Caruso and the things that he does on the bat. That Denver series, there were games that he literally, he won that game by himself. That he blew that game wide open. He had like 3 steals in the first 4 minutes or something like that. Like the guy was unbelievable. And you see those things. This will ensure that those type of things don't happen. So I think this is really good. Right? Again, this is something that I want people to understand. It's not going to change the Lakers overnight. This isn't something where it's like now, because again, you have restrictions, right? It's not like now the Lakers have more assets. It's not like the Lakers now have more spending power. It's not like the Lakers have any of these things that could, now the Lakers can go and build this super team and go win multiple championships. It's nothing like that. So this is still going to be a process, still going to be a long carved out thing, but the Lakers are just in much better position than they were previously. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So if you enjoy these types of videos, truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.